Amid vast fields and distant mountains, a silent battle unfolds every day. Wild boars. They appear suddenly, devastating crops, killing livestock, and threatening the livelihoods of countless people. To protect their hard-earned harvests, hunters like Max and Adam have resolved to take action. So, what challenges will they face next? At the meadow, Max had an unexpectedly successful hunting trip. While heading toward the field, he suddenly heard a strange noise from the bushes along the path. Max immediately slowed down, observing carefully. A dark shadow burst out. Without hesitation, he fired. The shot hit the first target of the day, signaling a promising start. The battle continued, with Max quietly scanning his surroundings. Any small sound could be a sign of wild boars lurking nearby. As Max passed through a recently harvested field, he noticed freshly churned soil and new tracks. Without hesitation, he followed the trail, and then the grass rustled, and a massive wild boar charged out. Max fired instantly. This time, the target was taken down cleanly, preventing any further damage to the field. Quickly regaining his composure, Max shifted his position, ready for the next encounters, determined to eliminate the threat to the villagers. Continuing his pursuit, Max spotted several wild boars fleeing toward the meadow. He immediately picked up speed, chasing them down and cutting them off from the opposite side. An opportunity arose when one broke from the group. Boom! Another perfect takedown. The sound of gunfire echoed relentlessly. As the chase momentarily subsided, Max stood still for a few seconds amidst the field littered with boar carcasses. The hunt concluded with dozens of wild boars eliminated, an impressive tally. Meanwhile, Adam was on a journey exploring the rugged mountains of Turkey, a known hotspot for large herds of wild boars. His instincts were spot on. On the hillside, groups of boars appeared scattered across the terrain. From his elevated vantage point, Adam could easily survey the entire landscape. There it was. After a crisp gunshot, the first target fell. Not long after, more precise shots rang out through the quiet valley, eliminating a significant number of wild boars in the area. Before he could catch his breath, a sudden noise caught Adam's attention. A massive wild boar was stumbling, clearly disoriented, before coming to a halt. Seizing the moment, Adam took aim. Headshot, a clean and skillful shot. In the distance, bushes rustled faintly. Adam slowly shifted his position, aiming his rifle forward, patiently waiting for his prey and striking at the perfect moment. Caught off guard, the boars had no time to react and fell completely under Adam's gunfire. Undeterred, Adam ventured deeper into the neighboring hills. Herds of wild boars continued foraging, seemingly oblivious to the approaching danger. From the perfect ambush position, he took down target after target. A few boars made a desperate dash for escape, but Adam swiftly pursued and ended the battle decisively. By the end of the hunt, Adam had taken down an impressive number of wild boars, significantly easing the threat to the agricultural areas in the mountains. It's clear that both hunters embodied the true spirit of the hunt. With skill, patience, and one decisive second, they saved the livelihoods of the people in these regions.
Have you ever imagined a wild hog hunt from above, where you hover in the air, watching the animals move on the ground? We recently had the opportunity to experience that unique journey right in our home state of Texas. It was more than just a hunt, it was a thrilling adventure that we will never forget. Cool air of the early morning, our hunting team boarded the helicopter and set off. The group's first destination would be a vast, open plain, so there would be no trees to hide the pigs' movements. One by one the prey appeared before our eyes. I sat in the helicopter, trying to keep my balance in the shaking conditions, then continuously fired towards the prey. The pigs tried to run as fast as they could. However, they absolutely could not escape the powerful bullets that were being fired. After killing the pigs in the field, we turned to the sparse forest in the distance. The roar of the engine, the spinning propellers tearing through the air, mixed with the first gunshots ringing out in the air. The herd of wild boars ran away in panic, but with smooth coordination and extensive experience, we took down each one accurately. When the smoke cleared, only the dead pigs remained, lying motionless on the desolate ground. to be a safe haven for many wild boars, so when we returned again, we still encountered quite a few. Hearing the sound of the helicopter engine, the pigs immediately separated from the herd and ran away from the forest in panic. Determined not to let any target escape, even the lone ones, we quickly controlled the helicopter to close in and pursue closely. They were running so fast. I had to keep my hand steady, timing each shot. After a few more rounds, the invaders were finally wiped out. Leaving the forest, our helicopter continued to move to a large field. The crops here had just been harvested, leaving bare land, completely devoid of hiding places for wild boars. From above, we easily followed their every move. Not a single step escaped our sight. I adjusted my stance, took a deep breath, locked on my target, and fired. For nearly 10 minutes, I kept shooting. One by one, the wild boars fell to the ground, lying still in the middle of the dry field. Helicopters, accessing difficult areas like swamps is easier than ever. After nearly 10 years of hunting, we knew the enemy's habits very well. The pigs knew that this area was not safe, so they hid in the tall grass, waiting for an opportunity to escape. So we glided low, passing over each tree, our eyes carefully observing them. As expected, the noise of the helicopter engine was unbearable for the pigs. They panicked and rushed out of their shelter, running in all directions, trying to find a way to escape. At that moment, I opened fire. Each shot rang out decisively, without a moment's hesitation. Each shot was accurate, taking down each one of them as they tried to escape. Within just half an hour, more than 30 more wild boars collapsed on the ground, ending their hopeless escape. The whole team focused on aiming and firing continuously. In an instant, gunshots rang out, and then the bodies of fallen wild boars were scattered everywhere. As we were about to end our hunt after a long day of chasing, an unexpected sight came before our eyes. A huge herd of wild boars gathered in the middle of the field. Opportunity is here. I immediately got into position, aimed carefully, and fired. The shots rang out accurately, the bullets hitting the weak points, causing each one to fall on the spot. The gunshots caused the herd to panic and scatter, trying to run away. I continued to fire, each round of bullets whizzing through the air, aimed straight at those who were struggling in despair. This was the perfect ending to an unforgettable day of hunting. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel.
At the boundary where civilization meets the wild, feral hogs are more than just a threat. They are the silent invaders of America's grasslands, hills, and forests. Fields torn apart, farms ravaged, and even lives endangered by their rampage. We can't stand idly by. Once again, we set out to confront this rebellious force of nature. In today's journey, will we maintain the upper hand? Will these monstrous beasts yield? Join us to find the answers. Kicking off today's hunt, we venture into the boundless grasslands, a haven where feral hogs lurk, waiting for their chance to wreak havoc. After meticulously checking our firearms, communication gear, and releasing the hunting dogs, our group swiftly sets off. From a distance, through my binoculars, I spot a feral hog charging across the grassland, kicking up clouds of dry grass with each heavy step. Without hesitation, I set up an ambush, steady my position, and raise my rifle. Aiming straight at its vulnerable spot, I pull the trigger. The bullet slices through the air, striking true. The hog tumbles a few times before collapsing in the field, silenced before it could even squeal. Suddenly, a rustling of leaves from nearby bushes signals danger. I instantly raise my rifle, eyes locked on every movement, tense with anticipation. In a split second, a massive shadow bursts out, charging across the grass like a living arrow. I swiftly track the target and fire decisively. The bullet tears through the air, striking the beast's flank. It staggers, loses momentum, and rolls across the ground before lying still, motionless. Leaving the grasslands behind after those thrilling takedowns, we press on, advancing toward the rugged hills where steep cliffs and treacherous terrain await. Here, feral hogs often lurk deep within dense thickets or hidden crevices out of sight. After checking our gear, securing straps, and readying our firearms, the team begins to move, slowly, deliberately, but with unwavering resolve. From a high, rocky outcrop, I scan the sprawling hills below. Suddenly, a dark shape darts through sparse trees, racing down the slope like a bolt of lightning. Without hesitation, I shoulder my rifle, lock the crosshairs on the beast's every move, and squeeze the trigger. The bullet whistles through the air, striking its target dead on. The feral hog stumbles, then tumbles down the hillside, completely subdued. On the opposite hillside, my teammate is locked in a tense confrontation. A frenzied herd of feral hogs is scattering chaotically across the rugged terrain. Unfazed, he raises his rifle, steadies his stance, and locks onto his target. A single shot rings out, sharp and commanding. The lead hog drops instantly, sliding down a rocky slope before coming to a lifeless halt. Suddenly, the barking of dogs echoes from the nearby hillside, signaling another prey's presence. I immediately move closer, cautiously scanning for tracks. Out of nowhere, a monstrous beast charges straight toward me, barreling like a swirling black whirlwind. Without a moment's hesitation, I hold my breath, raise my rifle, and pull the trigger. The deafening crack of the shot shatters the tense air. The bullet strikes the beast's head, and it collapses at my feet, motionless. The day's hunt concludes with precise ambushes and seamless teamwork among the hunters. The entire pursuit strictly adhered to legal regulations and ensured ecological safety in the permitted area. Wild boars are back, rampaging through fields, destroying crops, tearing apart livestock pens, and even endangering people. We couldn't just sit still. In just a few weeks, farms across the region had already lost dozens of hectares of crops, and many animals were slaughtered. So once again, we prepped our gear, gathered the hounds, and headed out. This wasn't just a hunt, it was a mission to defend the farmland. Are you ready? Let's dive into a no-holds-barred pursuit, where speed, precision, and courage are the only things standing between safety and chaos. We traveled nearly an hour to a vast plain in the U.S., an area recently hit hard by wild boar invasions. The open space offered little cover and even less room for error. We advanced with caution, ready for anything hiding in the distance. The hunt was officially on. As we stepped through a patch of tall grass, we spotted a boar herd grazing unaware in the middle of the field. No time to waste. I quickly moved into position, raised my rifle, locked onto one straying from group. One clean pull of the trigger. Bang! The shot landed. The boar dropped instantly, and the rest scattered in panic. We kept tracking the herd across the plains. Suddenly, a nearby bush shook violently, then a massive black figure burst through the leaves at full speed. No hesitation, I raised my rifle and fired. A perfect shot. The beast collapsed, rolled across the dirt, then lay completely still. About 10 minutes later, one of our teammates approached a thick bush. A shadow darted out, sprinting to escape. Nick reacted fast, aimed, fired. The bullet hit clean. The boar stumbled and fell hard into a tangled patch of grass. It squirmed for a moment, then went completely limp. No fight left. Leaving the plains behind, we headed up into the harsh, rugged hills. The wind howled through the cliffs, and the rocky ground was etched with fresh boar tracks. Our dogs barked wildly, the scent was strong. We were now in truly unpredictable terrain. We crept along the slope, eyes scanning the distance. Across the ridge, a group of boars was slowly climbing, heads down, treading across the stones. I wasted no time, sighted the biggest one, and fired. The echo of the shot rang through the hills. The target dropped and rolled. The rest bolted in panic, scattering across the slope. Not far away, my teammate was already in position. From behind a large rock, he locked on to a lone boar sprinting downhill. One shot, direct hit. The boar collapsed in a dry bed of grass, motionless. As we continued along the ridge, a massive boar emerged ahead, slowly pushing through the bushes. I took my chance, aimed, fired. Bang! It staggered, then collapsed. Our dogs rushed in and secured the target in seconds. This hunt was full of intense, unexpected moments, but also marked by precision and success. Every shot was calculated to reduce the wild boar threat and restore peace to farms and livestock. All activities were conducted strictly within legal zones and in full compliance with wildlife protection laws.